So I wonder if he's going to do a sit-down talk with us. Or if he's going to treat us like kids and then come in and look with these dinosaurs and make them talk and like play songs for us.
I think he's going to come in and have a chat.
Okay.
He does lots of interviews.
Okay.
By the way, it's pronounced Buchanan.
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 Isn't that what I said?
Yeah, that's what I said too.
Oh.
Just in case you didn't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm not good with names. We need audio.
Let's see if we can figure that one out.
Buttons. Who's got the buttons?
There we go.
We can hear you.
Yay.
How you going?
Technology, man.
No. Just what can I say? I just.
Yes, Merry Christmas.
Indeed.
Put on a Christmas hat. All is well. That's it.
Do you remember any cool stories about making this video out in the bush?
Well, it was very low key because it all was sort of shot around my home.
Oh.
I hadn't made any videos before that myself, so I'd been doing play school.
I had a little chicken and she wouldn't lay an egg.
So there's a very play school sort of vibe to quite a few of the pieces in it, and and it was all very simple. I mean, my kids' Christian music was very much built around just, one of these and some songs, and so it sort of evolved, and the video reflects that. So the first album was very simple. I think I'd made 3 albums by that stage, but they were all quite acoustic, little band, and so making a video felt like a big undertaking. So I kept everything quite small.
Do you know this? My God is so big, so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. That's true.
Shooting these little pieces around in the bush. I live in the south of Sydney, and so it was all very sort of low key, and it was quite exciting to see it all unfold.
I don't suppose you would have had a crane or anything, but did he get up on the ladder to do the ba-ba do ba-ba bit?
Exactly. Yes. There's this sweeping aerial photo, and we could get a chopper. Oh no, we can't get a chopper. Well, we could get a jib. Like a nice crane shot. Oh no, actually, let's see if maintenance have got a ladder.
Perfect. 100% perfect.
Remember the Lord.
And in the meantime, you're winning ARIA awards and being nominated for them and everything, and you've done like how many more videos after this one? Like, ugh.
Well, that's the question. Yeah, I mean, they gradually grew more elaborate. I did this one, and he shot a live one called Live in the Big Tent, which was in a tent. I used to do a series of concerts, and they just set up a tent in the car park of Coorong Books, which was the big bookseller in Sydney, Christian bookseller, and they sort of became a thing for a few years in a row. So I thought, we should shoot one of these before the neighbours complained and the parking was crazy, and they said, you couldn't do this anymore. So we did that one, and we did one up at Fraser Island, actually. That was Practice Being Godly for my second album, and that was a similar sort of attitude, but we transferred the whole thing up to Fraser Island, and so I was with my family. My son turned 5. He's 24 now. He's turned 5 on that trip. That was memorable. So he's incredibly cute. Wears a Superman cape, and my kids are all helping. With the props sort of found their way up there, and so Mike did those, and then I started doing Playhouse Disney in the sort of early 2000s.
Hi, I'm Colin. It's great to see you.
So I moved from play school, and I met Rob Harding, who was editing there, and he just seemed like he said, "Oh, your videos. Why don't we sort of have a look at those and think about what we could do?" And he had a bit more of a theatrical bent, and he took them and they had a look at them with kids, and my albums were sort of evolving. They were sort of sliding just a little more away from the fully acoustic sound to a sort of more not I wouldn't just say electric sound, but it was nice to sort of find songs and say, oh, how can we model these songs sonically on on classic rock songs or pop songs and things like that. So that sort of brought a more theatrical element to the recording, and Rob came along at a great time. So you'll notice that, if you find a VHS of 1098 God is Great, or Jesus Rocks the World, or God Rock, there's a lot more sort of, you'd never get away with it on Play School. There's a lot more.
Well, talking about finding your VHS, we found our original copy in an op shop, but we've been through moves and like divorces and hard life, and we actually lost your copy. This copy I got again off eBay. It ended up costing me $50. I should have just bought a digital copy off your website for jack all. But no, this one cost me $50, and those other ones are available from the same seller, and they're charging just as much for them. So they're getting highway robbery while you're getting none of the credit for it.
You are worth more than many sparrows.
So are you saying we should have kept all those old VHS?
Yeah, apparently. Dead media, man, it all comes back. Just like, do you have any vinyl records that you pressed? I mean, seriously, everyone loves dead media.
It's funny you should say that. I can't actually put my hand on it now, but my very first single in the country scene came out on vinyl, and so I just have one piece of vinyl in my entire career, and that's my first single. It was a country single, so it's called Galahs in the Gidgee, and I've got a little clock made out there, one of them.
People love vinyl these days as well.
It's become a craze again.
Yeah, it could be worth some money.
Yeah. My son's been buying vinyl,
Yeah.
And I think the last album he bought though was Billy Joel. So
it's crazy when these like old secondhand vinyls that are like they're the first printings are like the more expensive ones,
Yeah, absolutely. I don't know how the new vinyl rates, because it was always very, very iffy. You buy imports were always better pressings. And, there was some bad pressings in Australia, so all vinyl was not created equal. Whereas CDs, it's not like you say, oh wow, that's a great pressing of that CD. It's just like it just is, or it skips, I suppose.
Remember the Lord.
I guess we should talk about what you've been doing during the pandemic. You've written a whole new CD, and you've been playing it out to all schools via Zoom meetings and stuff.
Well, it's been. Ironically, I think I've played to more people than I would have if I had real gigs. Because there's something very. The pre-arranged gigs with schools have been, just a real blessing. And some churches as well. So, I've made videos for like kids talks and things like that, and that's been a sort of an activity that I've been able to do. But ironically, that alongside the Facebook Live things that I've done, which but all of that sort of come from people saying you should do it, because I'm not a natural social media native.
Even the guys that do it, it still goes wrong and it's hard. So many techie glitches.
Yeah, it is, and it's sort of finding that path of least resistance. So to just try and get the audio up to scratch, and I'll show you my This is a ball. Oh, look! Whoa! See what happened? Actually, I wish I could show you the. I'll put that back up. Wait a minute. I wish. And that's relocated I framed my shot. You don't want to see the baffling. You don't want to see the air conditioner. You want the dinosaur. You want everything perfect. See, look at that. Now, see, it's a tangle of wires, but
what?
Everyone will be getting car sick watching this. It's like Professor von Munchkin's twisted wire thing. But I just went like one mic into the phone. That got me through most of the pandemic. And then there's a little mixer now. But again, it's just like I tried to... I got driven spare by it.
Well, with all that effort, you better be keeping all the recordings and not just upping them to YouTube, but do a Zoom special DVD or something. Release it on a limited press on VHS first. Zoom on VHS.
You've got at least 2 customers.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, and from the sound of things, that's a guaranteed $100.
Yeah.
When you wanna be at Yelda QE, you can't go wrong if you take a map along.
I wanted to ask a bit about your country music, and like how you got involved in that scene. Especially like you've worked with some of the big names in Australian country. Like how did all that sort of come about? How'd you get known in that circle? And
Well, it wasn't a grand plan on my behalf. It was an unexpected opportunity because my wife and I went to live in a little Christian community. We sort of we'd been married for 18 months. We're in our mid-20s, and just thought, this was right out in the outback of Bourke in Western New South Wales, and we really only went there. It was all about our faith, just wanting to sort of consolidate our faith and live in this community and learn what it was that they had to teach us, and sort of take that back home again. And while I was out there, I was writing songs and about what I saw around me. And prior to that, I loved folk music. I loved, the Goanna and Red Gum and Jackson Browne, and sort of story songs, Eric Bogle. Like I loved folk songs, but I tended to sort of err on the side of a bit introspective, a bit negative, or I'd write kids songs, some of my kids, but that was sort of different purpose. But my stuff when I got to the bush I was just completely overwhelmed by the history and the people and the landscape, and I just love writing about that.
A great, great God is He. He made the wombat.
And that, got onto cassettes, and for the people in the community, just literally double cassette deck, copies of cassettes.
Each copy getting worse.
Well, that's right. It was. We kept a master, so we just had I to keep everything right. I recorded in a friend's lounge room. Actually, I did a live little half-hour set, and then that master tape. A friend of mine out there had a double cassette deck, and he dubbed them off. You can't do a few more. People would say, "Oh, look, can you tape over my?" my mixtape. I think I'll sacrifice that for Colin. I've knocked the tabs out, so you'll need to stick some sticky tape over the tabs.
Oh no, the tape! I got to get the pen into it. It's come out.
Yeah, or a little bit of paper. I'd put a little bit of paper and stuff that in the tab. And that way, you can tape over it. And and then friend said you should enter in the. There's a long version and a super long version, but to try and compact it, I entered a couple of songs at the Tamworth Country Music Festival, which and one of those was success, just a little amateur songwriting competition. But it sort of gave a bit of confidence. And the next year we were living in the bush in the central west of New South Wales, still involved with this Christian community, and a band came through town that I really liked, Flying Emus, which are a country band, actually predominantly made from people who were born and raised in the city, but just a great bluegrass sort of contemporary sensibility, band. And I gave a cassette to John Cain after the gig, who admitted later, most of it. Well, actually, I'd done the same thing for John Williamson. So I'd given my cassette to 2 artists, and one was John, and the other was John Williamson. And John Williamson had said, "I'll take it, but most of the stuff we get's crap."
I'm sure that did a lot for your confidence.
I've come to realise it just that's I realise how jaded these sort of guys must become, constantly. But I got a letter back from his tour manager actually saying he really enjoyed the songs. And anyway, John Cain wrote back and said, "I'd really like to produce a record for you," which I was just floored by. I'm living in the bush. I've only written these songs just, at a purely sort of journal level, really. I haven't really had much of a chance to perform them. So I carried that letter around in my back pocket and showed all my friends. I said, "Look, this guy's written back to me." And so he introduced me to his publisher, who actually was purchased eventually by Universal Music. So I've been consistently with the same publisher since 1990. So this is the 30th year of my relationship with the publisher, and so that sort of opened the door to recording ABC. I got to deal with ABC Music, and then just you get connections to other artists, and they say, "Hey, do you want to collaborate?" And which I didn't sort of think I could do that. I'd never written songs really with anyone else, and
well, apparently you're pretty good at it, because I mean that's where the aria came from, right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah, and in fact, there's little ones back here. Look, I've got a couple of guys. They're well out of reach of children, because that's a
that's a hazard.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Jesus loves the little children.
We've taken up quite a lot of your time this morning, and thank you very much. Where can people listen to your music? Spotify, YouTube Music, anywhere else?
All the usual suspects. That's
just look up
the online streaming.
.com.au. That's where you sell all your stuff.
That's right, and you can pick up a VHS for $50. Go to the number on your screen.
You're not having our copy. That's for keeps.
Remember the Lord.
All right.
Thanks so much, guys. For
No,
that.
thank
we
you
should
for
let
doing
you
this.
go. Before you go, do you think maybe you can give us one chorus of "Your God is so big, my God is so big"? All of our gods.
Yeah.
Come on,
Look,
we'll sing along.
I'll even grab the guitar out.
Nice.
Although, to my shame, I just recorded a video for a church in Devonport, and I'd started it, and then I realised, no pick, so it was finger version. So, my God is so big.
Big!
There's nothing my God cannot do. That's true. My God is so
Big!
so strong and so mighty. There's nothing my God cannot do. That's true. The mountains are His. The valleys are His. The stars are His handiwork too. My God is so
Big!
oh, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do.
That's true!
Well, in the Bible.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Colin.
Oh, brilliant. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
See you, Tara.
Oh, great. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Adios. All right.
Goodbye.
Take care. All the best. And if I
Merry
dig
Christmas.
up another VHS, I know where to send it.
Thank you very much, Colin. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, you too.